Starlancer TAC. It is time to do a full review of this ship. Is this ship good for you? Should you buy it? Let's find out. So as you can see, the Starlancer Max has classic MISC look. This is basically Starlancer Max with upgraded abilities. It has these missiles at the back, 12 of them, size 1, which will defend the ship from the back. It has additional 2 size 5s on one side and 2 size 5s on the other side, turrets, which will defend you from the sides. So these are the turrets that I'm talking about. They look really awesome. Once you sit in this turret, and we'll demonstrate that in a moment, you can see everything. But the problem is it cannot point at the front. As I have learned, this is not ship that will attack. This is not the ship that you will take to a bounty. Rather, this is a ship that will cover the troops and ship that will allow you to enter safely, deploy the troops and go away. The problem is currently we do not have that gameplay. There's no reason for you other than jump pointies or something like that to play with this. And still, even if we have that, why do we need 2 size 5s here? One side and the other side. These 2 size 5s should go on top of the ship, on those turrets, and here should be 2 size 4 because they are very limited, which most of the time there are no enemies because you are shooting at the front. Only to defend yourself you need these guns. As I said, they are really useless to most of the players. They look cool. They are really cool and remind me of today's powerful flying fortress that shred everything on the ground. But the problem is, as I said, we do not have gameplay for this kind of weapons. And I think the CIG did here mimicky sell because they says 2 size 5s, and a lot of people buy because they thought they could fire at the front. I was one of them. Naive, but still I got it and tried it and of course melted. This is a ship that I use only as a rent, so no more Starlancer TAC for me. The second bad thing is this room here. They used the entire room just to put escape pods. If you take a look any other ship, for example Idris, which is almost, I don't know, 10 times the size of this ship, it has a small area in the hallway where you have a lot of escape pods densely populated. So why wouldn't they take these 2 from here and put them here, all 4, a little bit narrow, and yeah, it would be cool. And on this side build a huge armory. So yeah, this is a waste of space. This is another negative point. And now we are coming to main negative point of this ship, which is why I melted this ship. First of all, the cockpit. The cockpit is really bad. It's very narrow, you cannot see a lot, and it is very deep. Look at that. But I could live with that. The problem is this. No MFDs. This is a tactical ship, and as a tactical ship it needs to have visible MFDs. I'm in the middle of fight and I have to take a look down and search what I need, and when I take a look I'm dead. Period. The tactical version needs to have visible MFDs. This needs rework. If this ever happens, I may get the Starlancer TAC back. But for now, hard pass. The main reason why I melted my Starlancer Max was this. And I was really hoping that they will give these MFDs back to TAC, because I thought, yeah, that's a normal ship, you don't need it, and they remove it because they are saving it for TAC. And TAC is here, and look at this. Zero effort here, hard pass. So the first positive thing for this ship is the look itself. The ship really looks nice. Some of the people do not like this kind of look. I don't know, it's not the most beautiful ship in Star Citizen, but it has its charm. It looks like a whale or penguin who is sliding, and I'm all cool with that. It reminds me on modern aircraft which are meant to do the same role as the Starlancer TAC. As I said, the problem is we do not have that kind of gameplay, and even if we have it, our size 5s down there are not useful. Size 5s should be on top turrets and size 4s should be on the down turrets. Then this ship would be awesome. So I hope the CIG will change that one time, but until that, this is a negative. But overall, I like the paint, I like the look, and especially I like the addition of the small hangar on top. I do not like the implementation of the hangar on top, because a lot of wasted space there. They could have put a much bigger. So the next positive thing, the first one is this part here of the hallway. I like that we have ladders and also elevator that leads us down. Now this room is absolutely stunning. They really did here a lot of effort and they made it really beautiful. Kudos to CIG for this. Like, they redesigned completely room and it looks much better. We don't have that ugly pipe that we have on Max, and yeah, this is much better. We have 2 toilets, which is also really cool because of increased capacity for the crew. Here we have crew quarters and we have 8 places or 8 beds to log off, which is really nice. Here is the weapon rack, which is also very cool, but as I said, they could have utilized much more better space and used that at the front of the ship and not here. Now, I said I'm going to talk about the positives, but I have to say that this is really negative. We need a door here. No question about it. The fact that you have to run all the way in the middle of combat at the back to enter the hangar is completely absurd to me, and also waste of space. 2 elevators on both sides and a hallway that runs in a circle all the way around the ship is really bad. Now when you enter the hangar itself, it's really nice. You have a beautiful stairways from both sides and you can park Furies here, 2 of them, or even 3 if you are really lucky. And you can also bring a quantum drive ship M50 Origin, and that is a real nice thing. But the problem is, most of the time this vehicle will not be useful to you unless you are doing the covering of the troops, as I said, and that is the gameplay that we still don't have. The engineering is completely the same, no changes here. The problem is when the enemy boards your ship through this hangar, it goes directly to the engineering and destroys your ship. Now the lower part. Positive thing, one more exit here, and this hallway is beautiful, elevator as it should be. And this room here is the armory with a lot of suits. Well, it's not an armory now, it's just the suit lockers place. Armory is moved. So I think they could done a magnificent job if they done what I said with the room upstairs. And this is the most positive thing. This room is absolute perfection. Take a moment and admire the aesthetics of this. Look how beautiful this thing is. Look at these here pipes, or I don't know what the hell they are, but they look awesome. The entrance to the turret is also really nice. The place to load a lot of ammunition is also very cool if you use ballistic, and I hope that one day they will allow us to reload ballistics. Now the turret itself. They are completely the same, left and right, so what I say for one is for both of them. So, since I'm in atmosphere, as you are flying above the surface, this turret will help you to defend against enemies from all of the sides. But if you want to fire at the front, it is not possible. They need to add at least 10 degrees more on the right side for this turret to be useful. The next problem is, this is a turret that should cover the ground, but look at this, I can't look down. So I can look up until the engine, and that's okay for up because it's made to cover the troops on the ground, but I cannot cover the troops on the ground. Look, there's a lot of wasted space. The enemies could be right beneath me and I cannot do a thing with this turret. Because look at this radius. So the turret has to look more down if they want to use this as a support vehicle and not actually vehicle that can hunt and do bounty missions. So yeah, this is really bad. The turret placement is absolutely wrong and they have to fix it. The design of the turret itself is really nice. All glass, no obstructed area. I love this. Really nice to shoot from it. The back of the ship. This is a dropship, and I'm not landed now, but the problem is these doors are not opening all the way down. Granted, they should not open all the way to the ground, but the problem is you cannot hop in, you can only hop out. As a support vehicle that has to drop the troops off and collect them back, this is bad, because you can drop them down, but they cannot get in. They have to go at the back of the vehicle, which is loss of space and time. Here we have a gun, which we can use to cover our troops, and that's okay, but as I said, you cannot still fight the troops that are underneath the ship. The drop seats are fine, and yeah, the problem is no gameplay to use this thing. Now the best positive thing of this ship is this, the medical bay. I really love this. It's beautiful, and this is the reason why I decided to get Starlancer TAC, and the reason number 2 is that I thought I could use my friends to fire at the front of the ship and we can do bounty missions. Cool, but no, you have to use a bigger ship like Idris or Polaris or something like that, or just buy the Connie, which is in my opinion much better ship than this. And here we have huge hangar, which is really nice. You have windows to look outside. The doors are a little bit narrow, they could open a little bit more so you can bring in the bigger vehicles, but it is what it is. And the last positive thing about this ship is the shields. The ship has 2 size 3 shields, which is really massive, and the ship can defend itself really good with those kind of shields. The problem is, as I said again, this hull is not that strong. For example, Connie has much more hull, it's smaller ship, it's much more powerful than this, it has 4 size 5s, and you as a pilot have only 4 size 4s. So if you are thinking which ship is better, the Starlancer TAC or Connie, I would say Connie all the way. And also the Corsair. You can also put the medical Ursa inside if you really need that respawn point, and no problem at all. But right now I do not see the reason to get this ship other than it has better shields. Yeah, really bad. And I should not forget the elephant in the room, the speed of the ship. Like, this ship is slower than Polaris. Like, I don't know what the CIG has thinking. Half of these ships are engine. Look at this. When you look at the top, on the left and the right side are the engines. They are so massive, so huge. Even this on the back should be an engine, but it's not. The ship is so slow. Like, Connie is 2 times faster than this thing. Really, really bad. The only thing that this ship can outmaneuver is, get this, Idris. Freaking Idris, which is 10 times size of this ship, and by a small margin. So hard pass about the speed here. This review is, I think, 50% positive and 50% negative. Because of all of these things, I am not getting Starlancer TAC, and I have melted mine. What are your thoughts about Starlancer TAC? Write me down in the comments. I hope the CIG can one time in the future improve this vehicle. Maybe this ship will become better. It needs better speed for me to get it. It needs better MFDs. It needs to be a little bit more tankier, and it has to have size 5s on the top, size 4s down, and the turret has to look all the way down, because it is, after all, the vehicle that will cover the ground. Granted, I can do this and then the turret can shoot the ground, but still then the other turret is useless. So small things, but they do matter and they collect, and overall they have drawn me away from this ship. But maybe I am wrong. What do you think about Starlancer Max? Write me down in the comments. Thank you for watching this video. If you like it, don't hesitate to subscribe, like and share. Until next video, go check out the Starlancer Max because it is free to rent right now, and enjoy it. Until next time, have fun out there.